Good day to you, YouTube only watchers. Today I have picked out a specific game to review of mine that I played a week ago or two. It was played in Master / Grandmaster Elo. The Ergot I'm facing is Grandmaster. And the reason I picked out this specific game is because this was a game which felt slow in some regards, and I didn't even get a single solo kill on Ergot during the early game. But I would still say I snowballed this game and won hard enough to justify Shen's early game. Because that's something I've noticed with a lot of Shen players. They come to me complaining that they feel so stressed during the early game to do something real quick with their lead before the enemy hits level 6 and before they get outscaled. And while yes, you're supposed to be really strong level 1 to 5 as Shen, right? And use that very well. But that does not mean you have to stress things. If you just take it in a step-by-step process, manage the wave right, trade with the fundamentals and the blade, things will generally work out in your favor. And I think this is a perfect game to illustrate that. So at the start here, I just walk up and place the blade. And let's speed up here for a little. So importantly, Ergot is something someone who has a really strong level 1, right? So I don't really wanna walk into him and let him E me right now, but I also don't wanna let him completely zone me to the wave. So I will have to do something at some point, right? But I just wait, see what he does. Initially I give control, and then when he walks into the line where I can use my well-placed blade, I go for it. I go for it at the point where if he was standing over here, I wouldn't go for the drag through yet, right? I want to make sure that if and when I land this drag through, then even if he runs away, I want to make sure that the slow is enough for me to get at least 2 MQs off on him. And then, since I know that he's going to start E, because that's what Ergots do, I walk up, hit him once, and then I'm ready to sidestep, or I preemptively sidestep even. Because I know he's gonna throw it where I'm standing, right? So this is not a reaction of mine. This is just walking up, knowing he will press E forward, and then sidestepping. This is a little bit of a more proactive way of playing the Ergot matchup. You can just sit back and farm, but if you want to play for prio, you have to skill check him a little bit like this. And if he didn't throw it, then I can just attack him once more and do the same, and then walk away. But since he has used his E here and he's got the shield, something crucial as well, this is the same when it comes to Garen W, Ergot shield, any shields in the early game or bone plating. You generally just want to walk with them and attack them after the shield has gone. And if he stays here and trades on me, he will take the full minion aggro. I will still wait for it to fall off, but it won't end well for him. So I just keep in hits distance, right? And then attack the moment that the shield falls off. And something I will note here as well is that a lot of Shen players will maybe attack him once, and then they will get distracted by this low minion, right? You're gonna miss it if you attack him once more, and I do end up missing it. But it does not matter that you miss last hits, as long as you get the experience from them. You always prioritize any kind of good trade you have in front of you. Trades over last hits. Always, always, always. Right? That does not mean we never lost it. Of course, when there's a lull in action or there's no opportunity for a good trade, of course we default to last hitting. But if you have a chance to chip them down, then that's what we focus on firsthand. Because this will eventually lead to either a solo kill or for the enemy to take a bad recall where they will lose at least a bit of XP and you will get his TP out, etc. So don't get distracted by minions when there's better stuff to do in terms of the trade. And here, after I have gotten a really efficient trade like this, I lost no HP, he lost a bunch. So here when I have my grasp up again, I'm looking to just Q, and if he auto attacked me back or kept trading, I would have passive to deny him, and then I walk back like that. Then I'm done with the trade. So if you were against a champion level 1 who had no level 1 threat at all. So like Nasus or Malphite Maokai, like some of these like much weaker level 1 champs, then I maybe wouldn't have gone for this Grasp Auto, but I instead would have go up here and replace the blade. But I don't want to go do that into level 1 Urgot when he can just flip me and trade and find an even trade or even worse here. And same against Olaf and Darius and stuff like that. If you manage to find a really good initial trade, then just go for this Grasp proc, and then they're gonna be low enough for you to find a really good angle when you hit level 2 here eventually. So here, I'm just defaulting back to hitting minions, and why is that? It's because he's ranged right, and I don't have a good blade placement, so I would have to like walk all the way around or walk past him in order to get a drag through. And since I don't see the angle because he has E, I'm just playing for level 2 right now. Just matching auto attacks to make sure that I get level 2 first, or at the same time as him at least. So I ding 2, I taunt in instantly. He ends up Eing onto the wave to like kill something to get level 2 as well, but that means he doesn't have any threat anymore because he can't E me, so we just attack him twice and then walk out. Another common mistake that a lot of Shen players do is when they've traded like really well like this, they become overconfident, or they stop thinking about their own HP or valuing it because they see, oh, I'm not killable by the enemy, so I can play however I want. But the only thing that does is they maybe keep chasing here after their MQs are gone, and maybe they get onto him, and maybe they attack him twice or something with normal auto attacks. But they will lose crucial HP, and maybe they will be 50 or 60% HP after that. And when the enemy eventually recalls and TP's back, he's gonna be full HP anyway. So then the 1 or 2 auto attacks didn't really matter in the end. So it's really important that you keep valuing your HP and remembering that, okay, I took him low enough to where he probably has to recall soon. Then it's very important that I'm as full HP as I possibly can be to keep punishing him and keep laning while still saving my TP for later. So also here, I realize that he's TPing, right? I realize that he's recalling right now and gonna be TPing back to lane, and I don't shove this. Why? Because Shen has really bad wave clear, so even if I shove this as quickly as possible, he will still get back in time to like not lose any of these XP to tower. So the best way to make him lose something is to actually not hit anything and then wait for the enemy's minions to kill as many of these my minions as possible here. And it will also make sure that it doesn't crash instantly, which can give us a trade or two here before it crashes, so we can then play out the bounce. So let's see that in action. So I'm just last hitting, not killing anything that I don't have to, and then he TPs back to lane, and then the next wave will come in here, and here I'm just chilling, right? I'm just last hitting, and importantly here, I don't like walk up and make it super obvious I'm looking to trade, but I'm definitely looking to trade, right? The moment that he missteps a little bit here, I'm ready to taunt instantly. I attack, and then you see the step upwards I'm doing. Right as he gets out of the taunt, I expect him to spam E, and since he could spam E on top of me, I'm ready to sidestep it ahead of time. This is true for like Urgot E, this is true for any champ with an ability that's a skill shot, right? You wanna start stepping upwards the moment that the taunt ends, because their normal pattern is gonna be to spam it on top of you. Here, he E'd away, so then the sidestep doesn't matter, right? But if he E'd forward here, it would have missed. Okay, so I get a crucial trade here, which, sure, he's gonna get full HP again, but then now he has no refillable potions left. So I crash this, now it's gonna be bouncing, and I do look for something here just to see if he's gonna overstep a little bit. Then I would be ready to get the drag through attacking once then taunt backwards, but he doesn't give it to me. He's playing a little bit too safe. I say, okay, that's fine. Now I'm just chilling. So what's our goal here? So this is the point where most Shen players I've coached does the wrong thing, right? Here, since we got a fully crash, the minions are on his side of the lane, which means that it would be naturally bouncing back towards our side, because the next red minion wave will come here and group onto this fight quicker than our minions would, which will be like not even in the middle yet by the time that the next wave will start hitting. So this is naturally bouncing to us, and we have TP advantage, and he's already half mana, right? He's already on his way to being if he uses his abilities a few more times. So I'm just looking to, every time there's a chance, I'm looking to drain his resources while I'm not hitting the wave more than last hitting. I'm not hitting the wave at all, because I need this to bounce to me. Because if you start getting bored here and just attack the minions a bunch of times, the only thing that does is make sure it like half crashes or awkwardly the wave gets stuck in this area for a long time. Like, I've coached so many Shen players that just in this exact scenario, they end up laning in this spot for like legit 2-3 minutes in a row, and then like they're wondering why they couldn't really extend their lead. So I am looking for trades. I'm looking for him to burn his mana like this. Even if I get hit by that Q, it wouldn't matter. I have my W here to deny any kind of trade back. And I just know that, okay, here I attacked once or twice, but that's because I know that it's clearly bouncing back to me already. I'm not ruining that. And then I go ward for jungler, right? And just waiting for the ECD again. And then I'm looking to taunt in again. Here I even miss the drag through a little bit, mechanical error, but it doesn't really matter. Like, as long as I'm making him drain his resources here, he's already almost and I'm still sitting on a potion and 2 biscuits. So I have so many ways of out-sustaining even mechanical errors from me. And like, even if he hit this E, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna pop a potion and he's not gonna have kill pressure ever here on me. So this, I keep not ruining my wave, right? I want it to be pushing to me, and I know that I've already burned his TP, right? So he doesn't have TP, he's getting already. I've not solo killed in this lane or even been close to it, but soon he cannot play the game. And here I even missed my taunt, like it doesn't matter. I'm getting a better blade placement, I hit him with a grasp chop, I have W to deny any kind of trade back, and he cannot play the game here. He cannot play the game. I'm zoning him from XP even. Like, I don't care if I lose a minion or two. I will go back for the cannon, because cannons are cannons, you know. But yeah, I'm just waiting for this next wave to aggro onto my wave, and then I'm not letting him farm. I'm okay with him getting a little bit of XP here. I could have honestly played this even more aggressively. I could have gone up here, because these are gonna tank for a long time. I don't know why I played this so slow. I can just walk up here, get the drag through, get have W ready if he presses E. But either way, the most important thing is that that this wave does not crash. I see that I have a wave coming in, but I make sure that I hold this, and then when he recalls, I have a couple of options. Either I can thin this a little bit and then recall, or I can decide to just stay. Because I'm pretty close to level 6 here, and I'm still like decently healthy, I decide to just stay here, maximize the amount of XP that he loses, and just keep the freeze for now and see what happens. So let's speed up a bit. So I just use my passive to soak some damage, drag the wave upwards until my next wave comes in here to hold it. I lose 1 minion, but it doesn't matter, as long as I get to all XP, it's all good. And here I actually end up taking this R. Why? I have a big wave, we don't want to miss that, right? But I do have my TP still, since we played trade sufficiently enough and forced his recall twice. So he doesn't have TP, but I do, right? So I end up taking this R, and then crucially, what do I do here? Pause for a second, what do I do here, right now? Think for yourself. Yeah? I instantly TP top here. Instantly TP top. And leave my Braum to die, because I got my objective here. I R'd, I killed their ADC. Maybe I could have saved this Braum if I stayed and extended this fight, but then I would lose the full advantage I've gained here over Urgot. I played a clean early game, a very structured, like forcing his TP and then forcing him out of lane on the bounce. And if I stayed there, I would have let Urgot take plate, I would have lost all of this, and then I couldn't really play for an advantage anymore. So I instantly tip it back, make sure that does not happen. And then, now I'm just, since I went for this play, right, and burned both my R and my TP, I'm sitting on a lot of unspent gold right now. So I'm not really looking to actively fight him, but I wanna see if I can get this crash without buying to get a perfect recall. If I can't, then that's fine, right? But I'm just chilling here for a bit, making sure I'm not losing any XP, because it is a bad recall opportunity since it's pushing away from me. The only reason I taunt in here is because I managed to bait out the E, right? I chased him with the slow, and then the moment that he got in range to E me, I stepped back. And then he used the C. If he doesn't use the C, I'm fine with it, but I did manage to bait it out. So then I can actually just taunt in here, get a new passive, and hit him. So here I'm just looking to farm, still not looking to trade, since I have 2k in the bank. And here I decided to recall. Here Urgot actually made an error. Like, since he knows I don't have R or TP, and I really need a back, he should have held this wave, made it hard for me, and not let this hard crash. But we took a chunk of him, and he got scared. Maybe because of Xin Shao, I don't know. But here it would have honestly been fine to take... I was ready to take this recall, even if I was gonna lose a wave for it, and he held it. Because dying here would be really bad. And I don't want to get lane locked with a lot of gold forever. So... here I decided to go for the Tiamat after I have 2 Ruby Crystals. Sometimes I would just go the Ruby Crystal or the Giant's Belt and the Tunneler component. That's better for fighting, but when you can afford 2 Ruby Crystals, I generally prefer the Wave Clear. But this part of the game is also really important, and a very common error from champ players is that they become overconfident with these components. Like, Tiamat is good for wave clear, but it's not really good for Shen in terms of fighting. It does give you better wave control, but you don't want to like start to really snowball the moment that you have this in your inventory. You're just trying to get 1300 gold in order to hit that Titanic spike where you really pop off. If you die with these components in your inventory, that's like one of the worst deaths you can have. Because you need to get to the Titanic a couple of minutes earlier so you can really run the map and like play for plates, etc. If you delay it for after 14 minutes when the plates have fallen off, you're gonna get way less done with your Titanic. So I'm checking what's up here, but I'm not looking to take any flip. It's really important that I don't die here. That's my #1 priority. When I pick up this wave, I forced a recall earlier of Urgot again, so he kept bleeding, but I'm not really looking to snowball very hard yet. I'm just looking to farm right here. I'm just pushing, and then if I've pushed in a wave fully and I find an R, great. If I don't, I just keep farming for 1300 gold and make sure I don't die. So I'm just looking to catch each wave as it's coming out of tower and hit it. I end up trading here a little bit, not the best trade, but it doesn't really matter as long as I trade a little bit and I'm not losing too much. So I'm looking as well, right? I'm looking at this fight because I just crashed a wave, so I have some time here. So I'm running away from Urgot after I kill this full wave. And if I end up R-ing here and then rushing back top, I will not miss too much, right? So I was ready here, but my team won it without my R being needed, so I just stayed top. But the enemies can't really play here. If they commit hard, they lose, right? And if they don't commit hard, then we get a kill without me even having to R. So your R is really important even if you don't use it. So I'm fine giving him prior here, honestly. Like, I'm really close to 1300, but he is still Urgot. He can kill me here, so just be very respectful, keep farming. Why do I take this R? So let's just go over the scenarios. So I'm looking bot here, so that Brown died, right? Ezreal is getting low, but and missed a crucial Q, but she is stunned, and maybe he has an opportunity to trade here. So if you end up R'ing, and Ezreal gets the kill, but dies to Braum, let's say, and you don't go through, then you gave a lot of resources to the Ezreal, denied a lot of resources from the Kalista, while still getting to stay top and farm the last thing you need for Titanic, right? If you get there, you're gonna be able to manage to get the W on the Ezreal and turn it into a straight winning fight. And that is gonna be able to get you to 1300 or almost 1300, whereupon you can steal a couple of CS from the Ezreal just to get to your 1300 and then recall. Or it's like this, right? Where he doesn't even get a kill, it's just a wasted R, but this is still not a disaster, right? Because you got to stay in lane, you still get to follow your plan of getting to the 1300. We got out a barrier from a Kalista maybe, but like the main thing is that you don't take R in this opportunity with these items when it might put you in a scenario where you will have to recall from bot lane without affording your Titanic. If that might happen, this would not be an R I went for. The crucial thing is I get to my Titanic at a good timing here. And this is still, we're still on path for that, even if the best outcomes didn't happen from this R. So I trade a bit, miss a cannon, whoops, and now I realize I'm just one wave away from my spike. So I'm just looking to take that, boom, 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 quickly farm it, and then instantly, oh yeah, I was a little bit off because I lost a little bit of the last hits, so I just stay for another one, quickly shove it, instantly recall when I have it, TP back to top, and now Urgot, who was already on a little bit of low resources, decides to take a back. And since I got, I have managed wave well, I managed trades well, I got to my spike without throwing, I haven't gotten a single solo kill on Urgot, and suddenly he takes one recall when I TP back with Titanic, and boom, that's 3 plates in the bag right there. 3 plates for Shen. That's way more than a kill, right? So I take that, when he comes back, I respect him a bit. Now I'm obviously down to trade if he lets me, but if he doesn't, I'm also down to just keep shoving waves, see what happens. I end up testing him a little here, see that, oh shit, I fucked up a little bit. I can't find anything, so then I just go collect the honey fruit that's in the river here, and when he backs here, he does not expect to lose anything here, right? But I one-shot this wave, I one-shot this wave, and then he's almost back in lane, but here I can just keep hitting tower, ignore him, right? And now we have first gotten 3 plates, and now we've also gotten first tower with Shen, just from having Titanic at a good time. So I see that he's gonna go for a flash here, I flash it preemptively. I don't even need the Braum here, I was fine, right? And then I just one-shot waves again. And now he doesn't have any kill pressure on me since he has used his R and flash. I one-shot a wave. And then I see something is happening, so I end up R'ing to this. So you see how deep you can push now when you have gotten the full tower. You can get the wave so deep, so that if something happens here, which it does, we just take the R, win the game for our team as well, like kill the Kalista. I don't even land my taunt, but it's unplayable for them. The moment I R, we get another kill, we recall, run top, and then the game plan is just to simply keep pushing waves, keep shoving them, keep looking for plays with your R or even without your R. Just shove wave after wave, and like just be ready basically to roam with the priors that you have, and that is how you snowball. Like, you don't need to do anything super special during the early game. You just need to manage your HP, have a goal of what you need to do when, based on if the enemy has used their TP or not. Like if you force out the TP while still staying healthy yourself, and then you can play out the bounce with a trade or two, you don't even need to do it as efficiently as I did it, right? I managed to force him out of lane without using my TP once. But in a lot of scenarios, you might be able to force the enemy to TP, play until it bounces, and then sneak in a recall and TP back before they get the crash, and you get a very similar result, except for being able to R somewhere for free and TP top. But that's still very, very good, and it's close to the same outcome. So yeah, this was a review of a game where I don't get a bunch of solo kills, but I still snowball hard and win the game for my team, basically. So that's that. A little bit of plug for my coaching. If you want some one-on-one coaching where we're looking at your specific gameplay, you can just hit me up on Discord. I offer coaching for $30 an hour. You got a good example from it from one of my last YouTube videos on which we did with Bly. Shout out to him. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below if you want any other specific coaching like this or unlike this, and I do read all comments. I don't promise to do every suggestion, but go ahead and put it in there and I will read it. So yeah, subscribe, like, comment, stuff like that. I appreciate it. Thank you.